Hello and welcome to today's video on high altitude investing. Today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to manage losing positions. So let's get right into this. Alright, so how to manage a losing trade. This is something that has a lot of factors, and it's also very specific to the coin and the chart, and multiple factors are involved in determining really how to manage a losing trade. But there are a few rules of thumb that you can use, and so that's what I'm going to be teaching you guys today, and kind of what I do if I'm in a losing position and what I generally recommend to people. I'm making this video for a few reasons, mainly because I know that this is a question that I get every single day in my Discord, so I wanted to make this video so when people ask me this question, I can go ahead and refer them to this video because it's really simple, but you have to understand a few important factors. So the first thing is that if you're in a losing trade, it's probably because maybe you didn't set your stop loss right and it didn't trigger, or you decide to invest in something, which is completely different than trading, by the way, so that's something to be mindful of. If you're investing in something, it's different than trading it. So that is a kind of a different scenario. If you're in a trade, it's different. What you want to have is you want to make sure that you have a stop loss in every single trade. So if you are in a losing position, then it's probably because something went wrong with that order. So let's kind of talk about how you can manage it if this did happen to you. The first thing that you want to do, and this document's in the description, it's very simple though, so you can go ahead and click it if you like. But there isn't a ton to it. It's just very simple. But the first thing I wanted to talk about here is find your entry price, because if you know where you bought, you can determine if you are up or down on that trade. So just hypothetically, let's say that I bought, what's a good coin to go off of here? Let's say that I bought Ethereum at the top, okay? Now this is a good example of one because it has a healthy trend. So let me load up the Ethereum chart here. Ethereum dollar, Poloniex, Ethereum Bitcoin, Ethereum Tether Poloniex. Okay. So Ethereum. Now, if you bought the top on Ethereum, let's say that your entry was at $403, and you know, it's at where it's at currently, you're only down 26% on your entry. So if we look at our cheat sheet, which shout out to XCavo on TradingView, by the way, here's this TradingView link for making this little cheat sheet, but it's really just basic math, percentages math. See, on Ethereum, we'd be down 26% on our entry, which means we would have to recover around 30%, a little over 30%. So we'd have to make a 30% winner to recover on that, which in cryptocurrency, every single trade that I make is at least 30%. I target that. So that's not too difficult. So if you're down, what I generally do by rule of thumb is if I'm down 50% or more on a trade that, you know, if my stop loss didn't trigger for whatever reason, I will just hold it for life and set a sell order near my entry. Because cryptocurrency is in a very bullish market right now, and you never know, it might just flash pump up to where you bought. So it's really the least risky thing, and if you've lost over 50% on an investment, you have to make at least 100% plus to recover on that loss. So it's really, in my opinion, depending on how big the position is, because obviously, like I said, there's lots of factors involved. There's just multiple things that you want to think about. But if you have all in on a position, you know, it's something that you have to realize because that's opportunity cost. You know, you're missing out on those other gains. So it's a lot of opportunity. And that's why we teach people to only use small percentages of your portfolio per trade, so that if something goes wrong, you don't have a huge percentage of your portfolio having that opportunity cost where you could be making money on other trades. So there's lots of factors, but if I'm down 50% on entry and I'm not overly leveraged on that entry, it's a healthy percentage of my account portfolio per that trade, then I will actually go ahead and just let it ride if it's 50% down with my sell orders near the entry. And that's really what I recommend for most people to do, you know, because it's really the smartest thing to do. I've had lots of positions where I was down on them, and then a month later or something, it just flash pumped and I get sold right where I bought and don't take a loss at all. So, you know, and this is just how I manage it. Everybody's different. There's lots of variables. That's kind of the main thing that I wanted to point out in this video, is that it's going to be different for everybody and kind of how what you feel is best, really. But these are rules that I use, because if you're down, 50% is where the percentages start getting crazy. You know, 60% down, you have to make 150% to recover. 70% down, you have to make 230% plus to recover. 80%, you're looking at 400% gains to recover. And then 90%, you're looking at 900% gains to recover on that loss. So this is why you cut your losses quickly in trading. This is why we use stop losses, so that you don't have to make back 900% just to recover on losing position. That's the concept of getting a good entry, so that you buy at the bottom of a wick right when it bounces, so that you can use really tight stop losses, so that you don't have to try to recover on huge losses to make back on those. So that's kind of my advice to you guys. If you're in a losing position, look at the trend. If it's a strong, healthy trend, then it really doesn't make sense not to set your sell orders near where you bought. And if you're not down that much, if you're down like 10% or 25, 30%, consider taking your loss so that it doesn't sit there and get worse and worse, so that you just don't get deeper into the rabbit hole and have to dig yourself out with huge gains. So if you're down a little bit on a position, it might be smart just to take your loss. If you're down over 50%, I personally, what I do is I let it ride with a sell order near where I bought, if not the exact price that I bought, so that I can just kind of count that as a failed trade, you know, and let it do its thing. That usually works, I found, for me, and that's what I personally recommend doing. But really, as long as it's got a strong, healthy trend on the upside, there's no reason to panic sell anything. And it's really just about looking where something might bounce. You definitely don't want to sell the dip, because stuff bounces. Whenever stuff looks like it's about to never come up is right when it's about to bounce, which is why I've been accumulating BitShares lately, and why I've been recommending people to buy BitShares, is because it's at the end of its market cycle, nearing lows. And so something like this, BitShares, you would never want to panic sell this low, especially since, like, if you bought the top on BitShares, then you're down like, yeah, you're down over 90% of your investment. So you'd have to make 900% plus just to recover on those losses. And so you would never want to sell something that's down that much from your entry. Just kind of let it ride and do its thing, so that you can try to recover on those losses, because stuff bounces. It always bounces, and so that's what we're seeing here in BitShares, is it's going to bounce off these lows and then come up into these highs. So that's why, you know, something like BitShares, I wouldn't recommend you sell, as a good example here. But it really all depends on your entry, how you feel about it, and how much of your capital is in that position. Because if you have 90% of your portfolio in a losing position and it doesn't have a clear uptrend, if it's just downtrending like really heavily, then it's usually better to take your loss, reevaluate, and, you know, use smaller positions, basically. It's why you don't go all in on stuff, because going all in and not using stop losses will wreck everybody that tries to trade, because there's no other way to manage the risk in trading without using those tools that we have. So I hope this helps a lot of people kind of with their positions, and hopefully gives you a better idea of what might be the best option for you, kind of with this cheat sheet and everything. And we will, you know, be looking to be trading Bitcoin a lot, because it's breaking out. I have margin positions on BitMEX on Bitcoin. It's my biggest position. I wanted to mention this at the end of the video just to give you a little update on everything, because it did break out. The total cryptocurrency market capitalization also broke all-time highs. So things are looking up as usual in the cryptocurrency space. There's a lot of gains to be made, a lot of money to be made. All the coins look like there's healthy volume. Nothing looks topish to me. I don't see any tops in market cap. Still seeing upward momentum on Bitcoin, but watch those trending support lines specifically. And really, yeah, everything looks pretty good. It looks like Bitcoin Cash is starting to come out of its lows. It potentially double bottomed, so this is one that I've been paying attention to a little bit now because this could see a continuation on the upside with a bullish market cycle here for Bitcoin Cash. So watch Bitcoin Cash. This is one that I personally would trade because it has pretty good percentage gains when it really takes off. So, and good volume so that you can get in and out of positions easily. But overall, cryptocurrency is looking amazing. Overall, bullish on everything. Obviously, not everything's going to go up, but the market capitalization is overall bullish. So it's more likely that most coins will be going up in these types of conditions. And we'll watch as this market cap starts to really explode. I think that we will see a couple $100 billion go into this over the next few months. So that should be exciting to see and witness, and we will be making a lot of money on the way. Thank you guys so much, and I will switch to the other shot. Thank you for watching today's video on high altitude investing. I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, stay profitable.